Hello, this is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. Today I have a video about CIS injection Mercedes tuning. I actually just wanted to show that it is tuned up and readings that you're supposed to have if it's properly tuned. Now, what happens with this is K-Jetronic. This is a mechanical injection with some electronic controls. But for the most part, it is mechanical. If you look, here is your fuel distributor, and you got the air metering plate. You got your EHA valve over there, a fuel pressure regulator, which is adjustable as well, and then you have idle control valve. This is your idle control valve right here. And airflow plate, potentiometer for ignition advance. So this is basically what you have. These are common parts. Just looking at this injector, I think it's seeping a little bit. I have to tighten it a bit. But these are the common parts of the system. Now, this is basically a follow-up video for the fuel distributor rebuild, which I had done a few years back. I don't even remember, maybe a year or two back. But I never had car tuned because I never had time. I have other projects that I was working on. And this project right here. And then I have two more projects sitting over there. You know, that's that's the customer's cars, and it doesn't focus here. So you got two cars over there, plus other cars come in. So I never had time for my own car. Now here we're gonna see fuel pressures. That's extremely important when you tune the system, because if you don't have proper fuel pressure, then nothing is going to work correctly. Now what I did here, upper and lower chamber system pressure, I mean the gauges are not super accurate, to be honest with you, so I can't really rely on them a lot, but the drop in pressure is about right, you know, lower and upper. Then I did rebuild the fuel distributor, but I never adjusted the system correctly, so I had a little bit of a bog. And then I just didn't drive the car for a long time. About a year and a half now, I finally got to it. So, electro-hydraulic actuator, this is the piece that is extremely difficult to adjust. There's an adjustment bolt on the back of it, and you have to do it in two modes. Idle and 2500 RPM, 2 to 2500, and it has to be done on a warm engine. The engine is cold, it's not gonna do. Then you have this amp meter showing the consumption of power by the EHA valve. Right now it's just about right. As you can see, the closer you get to zero, the better. This is the duty cycle. As you can see, duty cycle hovers around 50. That is where you want it to be. In my case, it's just pretty much almost like extremely ideal. And the fuel pressure and all that stuff was adjusted, of course. I'm going to accelerate to about 2000 and show you the reading on the EHA valve current. Doesn't want to focus this close. This is a lower chamber pressure. It's supposed to move a little bit. Again, these gauges, terrible gauges. They don't work right. Can't believe it. So basically, as you can see, readings are correct. So we have proper readings on our EHA valve current, and our duty cycle This is really good. It's not still exactly aligned. The plate resist potentiometer. This piece right here, that's my airflow meter plate potentiometer. That is not completely set dead end, like dead ahead, like it's approximately 0.7, so that's about enough. Well, give or take. So I'm gonna just do this last because I'm gonna want to run it a couple of cycles because that's extremely fine adjustment. It's just once you touch it, voltage goes up and down right away. So let's go inside the vehicle. Just get an acceleration done real quick to show you how it accelerates. So here we are inside the car. Here are our gauges here. So temperature is, it's you know, operational temperature, and here we have our acceleration. To me, this is pretty linear. It's pretty smooth. I mean, the range is nice. It goes up and down without jerking. So this is pretty good. Idle speed was readjusted. A lot of work, in other words, but it pays off well. I mean, I love the result. When this car was being repaired, it took forever time to get all these things done right. So, but right now it runs pretty good. Really very minimum vibration, but the engine has over 200,000 miles, so you can gauge by the camera just sitting there. You don't really see much of a vibration. Another indicator of a vibration is the adjustment right here. You don't really see it jump around. Gauges, they just hang in there by themselves, and you can see very little vibration. I mean, inside the car you don't even feel it. You put on gear, it's completely gone. Engine mounts are old. I don't think I'd ever replace them, so that's another thing that has to be done. Other than that, this is fine-tuning of the Jetronic system. Not simple. I mean, I would never recommend anybody doing this system by eyeballing it, because I did it before. I got it more or less okay, but I never liked the way the car accelerated. The engine was not dynamic. It was sluggish. It was sometimes it would backfire. So it was not good. So now when I got everything set up properly, it is lovely. Something that it's like, it's love it or sell it. This is love it. You know, before I really wanted to get rid of it real quick because I had no time for it and it didn't run right. Now I do really like it. So it runs really good. So these are the parts, and there are lots of informational videos online how to tune it, but without gauges, without knowing what you're doing, without checking your fuel distributor itself, because that might leak internally. I rebuilt mine, all new seals, and diaphragm is new. One thing I haven't done is I haven't done the actual flow test, but it appears to be okay because the engine runs pretty good. But that's another thing that should have been done, and I haven't done it. But so far so good. I see the readings are good, acceleration is good, pressures are good, so we're in good shape. All right, well, this is a, well, not quick video now at this point, but it's a video about this is particularly is a 91 Mercedes 500 SL. It's a CIS injection, so that's the one that I'm making a video about. Again, this is Victor at restoringmercedes.com. Thanks for watching.